There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go, show recaps, predictions, sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go.
What's going on, everybody? It's the EVP from the EVP Show, and we are live for your SmackDown recap. Friday, July the 10th, 2026. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your Friday, the start to the weekend. Really good SmackDown. Have seen a lot of stuff online towards the end when Gunther was attacking Nick Aldis and Cody was running back out there. It went up the air. It kind of reminded me back of like the old days of when Vince was there and all that. So that's funny. But yeah, it was a good show. A lot happened. We had a surprise tonight. Reported earlier by Fightful that WWE had trademarked the Bishop Dyer, which is obviously Baron Corbin. I personally thought he might show up with the Danhausen, but now for sure I know that that's probably going to be Enzo and Big Cass as their night's main event, which we kind of talked about on Scoops. I mean, it's a lot. Like Sammy wasn't on TV, which was, I mean, they did a I don't know, kayfabe angle, I guess, where he's taking a mental health day or whatever, from losing the title Monday. But a lot to unpack. I mean, Punk named out several people that he wants to face. I don't know if that's foreshadowing or that's just WWE trying. I mean, I wouldn't think Punk's going to drop the title. I just, at this point, I posted this earlier this morning. Like, the match is official. Like, the card, like, the poster's been made for Punk and Cody for SummerSlam. Nick Aldis called it the main event. Obviously, I don't think it's main event night 2. I knew Ova and Brock wasn't main eventing. I saw a lot of people online that was speculating on that. I knew that wasn't going to happen. ESPN's going to want that Hell in a Cell on that first hour. Brock likes to work the first match and go home. So Cody and Punk it's really difficult to say because I also was told this morning of the possibility that Sammy could be added. So yeah, I don't know what they do with Sammy. I mean, do you leave him off the SummerSlam card? What's going on, Kyle? Good to see you. Oh, what a crazy show. What a crazy show. What's going on, Ariel? Yeah, I don't know what they do. I don't know if they're going to leave Sammy off the SmackDown card. They did finally make another match official for Saturday night's main event. I'm assuming it is the main event. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. They love WWE and love to do this. Can they coexist angle with Cody and Punk? They're going to be teaming up, but they're going to be facing each other at SummerSlam. So can they coexist? And then obviously Gunther and Sammy, who really don't like each other either. That has to be the main event for Saturday night's main event. I can't really think of anything else. They might add another match or two. Definitely an interesting surprise tonight. I mean, like I said, it was just reported like earlier today that WWE trademarked Baron Corbin's name, and he showed up tonight. Does that throw a kink in the Carmella trick plans for SummerSlam? Possibly. Could we be getting Baron Corbin going after Trick Williams at SummerSlam? Or could we get a triple threat? I don't know. WWE likes to do these triple threats. Just a couple of quick announcements. Last night was my last TNA Impact recap show. I have replaced it starting next Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I will be starting a new reality show recap called the Big Brother Season 28. It will be the week 1 recap show. I'll be starting that next Wednesday. Obviously, I told you guys every day, but I have a exclusive channel in the Discord, $3 a month, no contract. Definitely get signed up for that. Posted a lot of news in there today. Trying to keep it pretty consistent with the news. So if you guys are interested, definitely hit me up. Because the later on you get in the month, then you have to turn around and renew again on August the 1st. There is no contract or anything like that. Also, I have a prediction show coming up. Saturday Night's Main Event. We have 3 matches. Hoping by the time Raw hits, we only have one more show. So I have a full panel coming on Wednesday. So right now we only have 3 matches. So I'm hoping like by the time Raw gets here, we get at least another match. What's going on, Chris? So good to see you. Oh, Chris, I haven't seen. I don't think I've ever seen you in here. Good to see you as well. But yeah. Also the biggest announcement today, obviously I put it on X. If you do follow me on X, today I actually was misguided. Today was my 1 year. Today is my 1 year birthday on YouTube. I thought it was in August, but I forgot that I had created the account, and I just didn't do my first video until around SummerSlam. So I got like all these notifications from YouTube this morning. I woke up and I was like bamboozled with notifications from YouTube. But this is tonight is it's not the celebration. We will do something on here at some point, but tonight is my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. So definitely want to I said it on the post, but definitely want to thank all of you guys. I have 238 subscribers. I'm not quite sure how many of those subscribers come in on a daily basis, but to the ones that do and show up every week, every day, because I stream pretty much every day of the week. Just want to tell you guys thank you. It's been a great year. I truly haven't been streaming but 11 months, but still 1 year. I guess the biggest accomplishment for myself is I've done over 1,000 live videos in 11 months. So the bigger content creators are around 13 or 1,400. The Denise and the JDs, and I'm probably right up there with them, truthfully, because I believe they only stream like 3 days a week or something, maybe 4 tops. Some days I stream 5. Most days I stream 5, and then pay-per-view weeks I stream 7. So I'm right up there with them, and not analytics wise, but obviously video wise. So definitely an accomplishment of mine for my personal gain. To be able to come on here and provide content for you guys for 1,000 videos. That's a lot of videos. That's a lot of time. If you just take that and multiply it times 1 hour, that's 1,000 hours. And there's 24 hours in a day. So you're looking at, I don't know, about that's about 40 days. That's pretty 40 something, maybe 44 days or something like that of straight streaming is what that really equivalent. I'm really good with numbers and math, so I'm just kind of, that's probably not the exact, but it's really close. So that's pretty much like me hitting the live button and staying on here for 44 45 days straight, which is just absolutely insane. So I definitely will plan something probably after SummerSlam. These next couple of weeks are gonna be super busy. Now that the 2 main events, which Nick Aldis didn't really make it apparent on Cody and Punk, but I can tell you right now, Cody and Punk's not main event night 2 unless Dwayne Johnson's showing up. That's the only way. If Cody and Punk are main event night 2, then Dwayne Johnson's showing up. That's all I can tell you on that. There ain't no way that James Wood, let's go. Sorry about that, guys. Gotta take a second. My boy just hit a home run. Just cash me out. Just 1 second, guys. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good little chunk. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Once again, it means a lot to me that you guys were able to participate and come in and do all this content with me. Listen to my content, listen to me rant, listen to me cry, basically. Piss them on, all of that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for that. I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, so we'll get into it shortly. I got text messages flying in. 1 second. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I just got some good news on a James Wood home run. Just cashed a 3-leg parlay for close to $600. So happy 1 year anniversary to me on the stream. So thank you guys so much for that. Let's go though, man. What a smackdown! I mean, when's the last time we've been able to say that? Like, what a smackdown! You know what I mean? Like, it's been. Wow, like, is Alexa Bliss okay at the end of the day? Like, her arm, like, man, that was graphic. It's brutal. Um, very brutal. It definitely was very brutal. I don't. I mean, I can't see how it's possible that that's fake. Anybody in the comments, and if you guys are watching live on YouTube, please leave me a comment. Kyle, are you still there? If you are, do you want to come on, or are you? Alexa's fine. Okay, I was just making sure because it really looked like it was like super serious though. Um, With SmackDown now 2 hours, do you expect a better product? Oh, 100%. 100,000,000%. I do. 1,000,000%. Trouble Kingpin. Kyle, you want to come on? All right, let me send you the link really quick. Yeah, she is double joining. Hold on, let me change my background really quick. We're about to. This is my 1 year anniversary, so I want to make it special. I just hit a $600 parlay. If Hunter Goodman hits a homer, we're really gonna go crazy on here. All right, let me change the booth. Let me send the invite to Kyle first. Just 1 second. Copy. I'm gonna have to go off screen for just a second, guys. Where do I find you, Kyle? Oh man, where are you, brother? There you are. Go ahead and send you the link. All right, I sent you the link on Twitter, Kyle. I'm gonna switch the thing to get Colin here. We'll give him a second to get in. While we wait on Kyle, let me get to the comments. She is double jointed. But man, that looked really freaking bad, didn't it? We're going to wait on others call. What's going on, brother?
What's up?
Glad for you to be here, man. I'm super happy that you're able to come on. Like I said, this is my 1 year. So definitely glad you could come on for sure. So opening thoughts about before we get into it, what you thought about SmackDown as a whole?
Honestly, for what I seen, it wasn't really all that good. Stuff happened, but I didn't really find all that interesting. Really, it was just like I was slightly bored. Honestly, I was like, okay, I expected a different show, but I was the dad, and I got what what happened. I was like, okay, well, I don't know. It just, and then some people that wasn't there, and people who were there, I was expecting it to happen the way it did, and I don't know. Just to me, it was a lackluster episode, unfortunately.
So there wasn't anything in particular that you liked
Well,
about the show?
I mean, no. Well, okay. Oh well. No, I didn't really like this. I didn't really care for I didn't care for the that Alexa keeps being the punching bag for Jade every single week because of Charlotte. She's like the decoy for Charlotte and Jade stuff. I don't like that. Alexa deserves better than that. I am getting with Blake doing the backstage segment. She just now did that with Tiffany Stratton, like an exclusive. Didn't happen on SmackDown, happened on YouTube. I don't understand that. That really was weird to me. I don't like what they keep doing with Johnny Gargano and all that stuff. That's really annoying. Corbin's back. Don't really care. Doesn't really interest me at all. I mean, that's not what I really expected, but whatever. And I think the whole thing, how it ended, I didn't care for that neither. This is, SmackDown, unfortunately, there's nothing on that shows really, it gets me excited. And then there was something else that happened that really was completely annoying, or not annoying, just completely a waste of time. It was, forget what it was. It was something, but I legitimately forgot what it was because I forgot what it was, but it just wasn't good for me.
So what do you think they're going with the Alexa stuff?
Probably a heel turn eventually. She's being perceived as the punching bag lately for Jade and Charlotte's. Like it's started happening a little bit frequently here, and so and she keeps losing matches, and so I don't like that neither. So it's like I think it's going to end up her being a heel, and I think be better for her. She is a better heel. I love her in both roles, a heel and a face, but her best work was as a heel. So maybe that's the plan, and it probably will be good for her. She needs to be that Alexa Bliss where she's good when she's good in the ring and good on the mic is when she was a heel. So I think that's maybe what they are planning on doing moving forward. She has been a babyface for a while, for a long time now anyway. Before she got pregnant and even after. So I think her being that heel goddess character again needs to show her face again, and that in that character, because that's when she's at her best and she's taken more seriously. So that's what I would do.
Does it look like they're going with the heel turn? Like,
I would hope so. I don't know if they're like that. I don't know if they'd be like I'm not seeing it. I'm not going to see it happen like next week or in 2 weeks. They may write her off TV. Maybe whenever she comes back. Maybe not initially when she comes back. Or she'll be a heel by the time. Hopefully, it's the fall. I'm guessing, depending on how long this storyline injury is going to last for. But I mean, this has been it just hasn't been good. It just hasn't been good for Alexa at all for the last few months. Really, it's been just loss after loss after loss, not feeling important every single week. Being, again, like I said, the punching back for Charlotte Flair every week, it has to lead to something in terms of a heel turn I've been saying for a while for having Alexa and Charlotte break away for a while anyway, and I've been every week I keep being proven right, and so I need that to happen. So because it's not working, and I think the quicker Alexa goes after Tiffany is what I would like to see. Like I keep saying, so that's what I would do, and also just to help too that Rhea's not around. Rhea's gone, as we keep saying. I don't know why they're insisted of keep her with the championship when she's not committed to be on the show. She should, it's like she is not. Rhea Ripley is not Brock Lesnar. She is not Roman Reigns. She needs to be on the show. You can't just have her now on the show and not give a damn about her. I mean, it's like you have to strip her from the championship. Because why is she not on TV? Why is she taking this long of a period of time off? I just got done watching Denise and talking about Rhea and how that's been really odd that she's been out for an entire month. She was surprised that she was out for a month. She doesn't pay attention to dates like that because she's busy, whatever. But so she was shocked over the fact that Rhea hasn't been seen since the beginning of June. So. It's just it's really it's like I said, to me, I find it really pathetic and really it is just irresponsible from WWE to keep a championship on a woman who doesn't show up and they're not mentioning her name at all, like she doesn't even exist. If that's the case, get rid of the championship. Have her relinquish the championship. You don't even want to mention her name. She doesn't exist anymore. She's just vanished from the face of the earth. So I don't know. That's what I keep saying that, and then have a tournament of some sort, or have maybe not a tournament, but just have some type of do a random SmackDown Women's Championship match throughout the show where I think I like what they did before. This was a championship match. But I remember once before when Alexa was supposed to crown a challenger at SummerSlam 2017 because Bayley got hurt. They did a fatal 4-ways, and then the winner of that was Sasha and Nia. And those two faced each other that next week on Raw. Then the winner of that match faced Alexa at SummerSlam, which was Sasha. So I want them to do something like that where there's a few matches on one show, and then they crown a new champion on the next show. That's what I would do. And then whatever story they're going to tell going into SummerSlam, it may be rushed, but it's their own fault. Well, maybe it's not their own fault, but it's just the situation of Rhea just not, whether she's hurt or whether, I don't know what's wrong with Rhea, but it's clearly serious enough that she hasn't been seen. And because of that, you have to create some type of situation where you need to have a random match that will just create the feud at SummerSlam, and then they'll lead on beyond and into the fall. But this non-existent champion is really starting to really become really pathetic. And like I said, Rhea Ripley is not Brock Lesnar. She's not Roman Reigns. Her missing TV as champion is really pathetic. And when the women should be the priority, and these women are fighting for just pride, it's it's like exactly like the men. I don't like that. Whereas like when Reigns wasn't there or Lesnar wasn't there, they just focus only for just any grudge feud or with Rollins defending the IC championship. It's like I don't like that. And it's they need to swallow their pride, and it shouldn't just because she's the top star of the company. That's all well and good that she's a top star of the company, but she's not around and has been around for a month. Why is she still holding the championship when you clearly have no direction of any direction for her for SummerSlam? Don't have any direction beyond that, and she's been missing since June, beginning of June. So I mean, it's pathetic and it's sad. And it's like I said, it's really selfish to me.
It is, man. I don't know what to think. You know, at the end of the day, like we had this conversation on Queens of WWE episode 4. Make sure you got to tune in Wednesday to episode 5. But we had this conversation, you know, like, and I think you said it best. Like they need to do something. Like we're like what today's July 10th. I mean we're right here. You know, at the end of the day, like we're super close. We're less than 3 weeks away from SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And where's Rhea Ripley? You know, I love Rhea. You know that.
Yeah.
But you know, where's she at?
You know, it's funny because you know when I don't care about someone too much. Like I'm not that high on Rhea. I think Rhea is fine. I'm not that. I was never high on Rhea Ripley. The people that I don't care too much about, they don't do much of for the most part, and they've proven me right for the moment. For some of these people that I either don't like at all or don't care about or I'm okay with. I'm not like a big fan of that person, you know, type of thing where it's like when they're treated when they're the champion and they're not around, it's like, okay, this is just proving my point of me not caring for this person, me not liking this person, me not really caring for that person too much. And you know, I didn't have a problem with Rhea in the past, you know, because Rhea was there. And she was the champion, but she was there every week and, you know, doing whatever. You know, I didn't care for her as champion there. She was still, you know, there, doing something. Whether it was feuding with Liv, who knows, half the time she wasn't even the champion. It was Liv the champion, but there was that. I'll think back to even when she was the champion beforehand in that mini feud she had with Asuka and then with Charlotte as the Raw Women's champion. But you know, she was doing stuff there. Even then, I liked Rhea, but I was starting to get warm up to her. I thought it was going to be a warm up date for me, but it clearly wasn't. I think, like I said before, it's kind of like instincts. It's like if I need to like you like right off the gate, right off the bat. Because I felt with Alexa, like I never watched her at NXT, or she came up to the main roster. I was like hugged over her because her presence on screen got me excited of seeing what she's able to do. And then I've heard, then listen to her talk. I was like, okay, I'm in for Alexa. So it's a vibe that I get the very first moment I see that person. And just unfortunately for Rhea, she just did nothing for me. I was surprised people care about this woman. And you know, but when she comes out and she gets a huge reaction, but lately since she hasn't been around, there is just I don't know. They need to just really make some type of a decision. Take the title off of her. Probably maybe you put it back on Jade. I don't know. At least Jade is there, and she is in a story with Charlotte. So I mean, why not? I don't like to see I don't want to see Jade as champion again, or neither Charlotte. But they are involved in the story with what they are invested with the two of them for the last few weeks. So I mean, why not? You know, at this point, you know, Alexa's there too. So I mean, Alexa's going to be have Alexa in the women's championship picture. Not really what I expected, but I don't hate it because I love that. I love that direction. You know, if that's the case, so that's what I would do at this point because they are the three that they're focusing on heavily, who are the top stars in the women's division right now on SmackDown. So, there needs to be a decision like soon, because if not, if we don't see the women's champion on SmackDown at SummerSlam, I'll be like, are they really that selfish and really that just so Rhea hungry that they just want to keep the title on a woman who's not been seen for over a month, almost 2 at this point, if they keep this going? So that's what I would do.
Yeah, I think it's wild. I think it's extremely wild, honestly. So we got a couple of questions, and I'll let you answer them in the chat if you want. If not, I can. So before, because I know that this is probably going to be it's a 2-hour show, so we'll try to get through it. So I don't want to keep Kyle up. I know it's already 11:15. But
Yeah.
this is my 1 year show, so I'm definitely glad you're able to come on with me. So this is from the Tribal Kingpin. With Alexa Bliss out for a while, is this a perfect time for a character change? Could she return as a heel and target Charlotte at SummerSlam, costing her the match, or attack post-match? I'll go first if you want, Kyle. Then you can rebuttal if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
So Tribal Kingpin, great question as always. This was actually if you follow DWWE television and tune in to Queens of WWE, episode number 4. This was the exact thing that me and Kyle were talking about. Kyle asked me this exact question. And I believe, if Kyle can back me up when he gives you his answer, I believe that I said I feel like Alexa may cost Charlotte at SummerSlam against Jade, because that's ultimately the match. That's where they're going. And then, that's where we get the start of the Alexa Charlotte feud. But now with this injury, I don't know, but it's still like this injury could cause her to snap and go back to that dark side. Alexa's going to get cheered either way, face or heel.
She always does.
So I'll pass it over to Kyle, because I'm almost positive that I answered Kyle's question Wednesday.
Yeah, you said something. I remember you saying something like that before. I think you definitely said something like that before as well. I was like, yeah, that just makes the most sense, honestly, because it's been, even though, like I said, I love Alexa as a babyface, and I think she's done very well in that role. I think people have taken to her very well. She is just so much better as a heel, because it's just fun to see her react to the crowd every single week as a heel, and just the way she just wrestles as a heel, all the stuff she does as a heel is great. So I would have her turn at SummerSlam and attack Charlotte after the match if she does face Jade, and then coming out of that, she'll be in a feud with Charlotte, probably have a match at the September pay-per-view. They probably will both be in Money in the Bank. I would be proposed to have Alexa win Money in the Bank as well. That's another option that I didn't really think about, her winning Money in the Bank again. I mean, why not? Rollins did, so it's that's also that could be an option there too. But yeah, I mean, I think the end goal should be at this point with Alexa as a heel. There's really, again, like I said, I love her as a babyface, but the way she's been booked so far, and really, since really when did this happen with Alexa? I feel like this is the year started almost.
So Alexa and Charlotte's been going on for almost a year, or close to a year.
No, not that. I don't meant that. I knew that. I meant to say the fact of her feeling of her being I meant to say her being like, side note of not being treated like how she was before when she was teaming with Charlotte. Even though I didn't want them to team at all. So I know that was the whole year, but I was thinking about this whole them having her lose every single week lately. That's what I meant. It's been within the last few months. That's and so it kind of needs to lead to a heel turn for Alexa at SummerSlam to Charlotte, and then it can hopefully will make Alexa's character moving forward heading to the fall on SmackDown more interesting and entertaining going into, like I said, they're going into the fall. So that's what I would do.
All right, thank you, Kyle. A great question, Kingpin. We got a couple more questions, and then we will run through the show not really quick, but as quick as we can. Tribal Kingpin says, "Do you think WWE didn't want to do a tournament for the Rhea's title because TNA, AEW were doing their own tournaments?" I can answer first if you want, Kyle. Truthfully, me and Kyle actually talked about this Wednesday as well. I think WWE's kind of the WWE fans in general are kind of soured on tournaments, especially after the King of the Ring. And the Queen of the Ring wasn't terrible, but AEW did it. TNA is doing the television championship tournament. I don't think they're doing a tournament because I don't think that they know. I think they're playing a wait and see approach because she is such a ticket. Like, go to Ticket Pick and all that and look all over the internet. They're about a 25 to 30% decrease on ticket sales from this time last year. So WWE ain't selling out. Unless they lower the ticket prices like way down, they are not selling out. I can tell you that right now. They will not sell out. So I don't really. I mean, Kyle suggested a tournament when he first started his show, and I agreed. But at the end of the day, like, I just don't think that I think they know, but I think they're playing a waiting game because she's so important to the ticket sales and to bringing people into the seats that they're, unfortunately for us fans and content creators, like, it's not a good look for it's not a bad look on us, obviously, because we're not the ones that's pulling this crap. But I mean,
Yeah.
It's hard for us to dissect this to anyone because we don't really know. And I mean, with me even having a source, like, my sources told me, like, they got that stuff like airtight, like they're not leaking that information out to anyone. So nobody
And
really
it's also
knows.
sucks for me to now have to talk about a show, and that has now been it's like every week now on my show I've been talking about Rhea's where's Rhea every single week now since I started the show. I didn't realize it was gonna be for this. I knew it was gonna be when I started. It was gonna happen in the second week, and it's gonna happen every week now. So they actually do something, pull a trigger. And I think for me too, I think again, like I said, I feel like they have to swallow their pride. I feel, and just they have the thing is they have a top star of the company as well on the show. You have Alexa, who still gets super crazy reactions. You still have Charlotte. You got Blake Monroe there in a suit that's still new. I know that, but I think she could get over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's like you have JC Jane who had great heel heat, but kind of lost that because she hasn't really been booked very well, and that hasn't really been she's there, but she's not getting a reaction when she first debuted, when Fatal first debuted. And so it's like, I wouldn't do a tournament per se. Like I said, I would do what they did before when they needed to crown a challenger for Alexa in 2017. I'll do a couple of fatal four-ways or triple threat matches on SmackDown, and then the next week those two women face each other, and the winner of and then never mind. I was thinking now that if I'm thinking of that, they're gonna have them relinquish. Oh yeah, I was right. Have both of them wrestle each other on SmackDown, and then to crown a new champion on SmackDown in itself. And then what do you do for SummerSlam? They could do a situation where maybe they'll run back a rematch or something, or because it'll be a short notice type of deal. I guess at that point they kind of have to, because it's kind of be short. It'll be kind of like short notice. It wouldn't be exactly what it won't be exactly what they did, what they're doing with Liv and Io, but it is similar. But it's in this circumstance, it would be short notice. Does anyone have any other challengers that would anyone else that would make the most sense to do if they plan on having the women's champion have a match on SummerSlam for this on the SmackDown side? So, that's what I don't know. That's what I would do. But I mean, like I said, it's if the timing of SummerSlam coming really soon is where I'm that's where I'll get where it gets kind of messy, because again, my brain, I was thinking of them doing them crowning a champion, but then have some time to get some time to breathe to tell the story between whoever's the champion and then that challenger going into SummerSlam. But since it may have the way I'm thinking it how it would happen, if it'll happen that let's just say that it happens next week. How many weeks from SummerSlam do we have from now till SummerSlam?
22 days. 22 days.
Okay, so
three
that's
weeks.
close to like
3 weeks.
So okay, that's 3 weeks. So if let's just say hypothetically, Nick Aldis says, okay, Rhea's no longer is able to compete, so we're gonna she's now stripped from the championship, and then we're gonna have these 4 women face each other, and then we'll have these 4 women or these 3 women have two sets of triple threat matches or whatever. And winner of that will face each other in the next week on SmackDown, and then they crown a new champion on SmackDown itself. They do that, great, and then maybe too they'll have some type of situation where they're gonna have to in that last week. Then that's where, unfortunately, I think they may have to kind of go a little quicker there in terms of like they may do Blake Monroe versus Alexa Bliss, let's say, for the championship. It may be very super early to do that, but they were kind of rushed into it in the circumstances. So that I can see something like that happening, and then they could go off from there. They usually do stuff coming out of SummerSlam anyway. Stuff can start at a few could start at a pay-per-view that could bleed into the rest of the year. So that may be what may end up happening. Be something like that. Maybe Blake Monroe and Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's Championship or SmackDown. They do the match. They do that match at SummerSlam, and they just build that feud off there like that. They'll do something. They should do something like that, and I see it happening like that because that happens before feuds start at SummerSlam and they continue on for the rest of the year. So I can see something like that happening.
100%. Thank you, Kyle. Great take, and you make sure you got to tune in Wednesday because we'll have a lot to talk about when it comes to this. Let's get to a few comments before we get into the show. And please, guys, since this is my 1 year anniversary, if you guys can please try to help me get it to 10 likes on the stream. If you guys are watching live on YouTube, just hit that like button, and that will help me out tremendously. Thank you guys for that. Raymond said, I thought SmackDown was good for me, and the best part of SmackDown was seeing Cody and Punk. I would give SmackDown an 8 out of 10. I personally told you in the not an exclusive because you're not in there, but in the one-on-one that and a couple of GC chats that the match was going to be Cody Punk. So yeah, I mean, well, we're going to get into that once we start the opening segment, but it was, I mean, they got to sell tickets, man. Sami Zayn is not selling no tickets. So let's just be real here. You know, the Cody haters, the Cody haters are even going to say, well, you know, I mean, I got a big topic.
The man should never been a champion in the first place. I think that was a mistake when it happened.
Well, that's what we said, and that's exactly what we said after Night of Champions. And both of us said Triple H booked us up into a corner by just wanting to give these people these moments, like leave the damn title on Cody. If Punk has no intentions on dropping the title until later in the year, it makes no damn sense. But I got a big topic when we get to that CM Punk part to touch base with you. But I did tell you, Raymond, it was going to be Cody Punk's, and they are damn sure doing the can they coexist angle at Saturday Night's main event with Cody and Punk against Gunther and Sami.
Well, they need top names on that show, man. So I guess they had, I guess this is their only option, I guess. So I mean, They should never have made that show in the first. Again, they just done so many things they should never have done. This show should never existed for Saturday's main event at this point. If they didn't care much about it, we wouldn't be getting the situation where they coexist again scenario when they have their two people who are supposed to wrestle the very next month to face each other, having to team with each other just because they need to sell tickets for Madison Square Garden. They should never have booked. Should never made the show at all. Should have had a different show for Madison Square Garden or Raw or SmackDown like they usually do.
Yeah, it's funny because at the end of the day, Kyle, like, you know, we'll get into this topic. When we talk about when the match gets made, I definitely got a topic I want to see where you go with it, because I'm just completely mind blown on what WWE is doing on this topic. So we'll get to that once we start. We'll run through the comments really quick. So Ariel said, "Where's she?" WWE's waiting it out. They want Rhea to work SummerSlam. I believe if she does work, she's facing Josie Jane at SummerSlam. So that will be Rhea's match if she's able to go at SummerSlam.
That's the case. To put the championship on JC then.
I mean, I damn sure wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, but also there's a possibility, and me and Kyle talked about this Wednesday as well. If they're not going to put the title, if they are going to make her vacate, then just make Charlotte and Jade for the title. It's just the easiest route. The match is already there. Both of them, you know, Charlotte already.
They already have a feud already, so that would make sense, you know. Yeah, so
both of them want to face Rhea anyway. Charlotte can win the title. Then JC could Alexa could challenge Charlotte for the title. JC could challenge Charlotte for the title. It opens up a lot of heels on women's heels on SmackDown. That could challenge Charlotte Flair for that championship. So I think
it would be a short run too. So I'm not expecting Charlotte have a long run for that.
No. Of course not. They want, at the end of the day, they want Charlotte to beat her dad and or get to her dad. And so it would be a short run. But let's run through the comments.
She's at 16, isn't she?
She's at 14.
Oh, okay.
She's got two more left. So I don't know if she gets there, but we'll see. Plus JC Jane deserves a push. That was reported a while back, and looks like Fatal Influence, Laney and Fallon are winning the tag titles. I'm not going to guarantee that at Saturday Night's main event, but by SummerSlam they will be tag champions. I will tell you that.
Let me sure that they're not.
If they're not, then I'm gonna come on stream and I'm gonna act like
I'll be shocked.
So we got Ariel said talking about JC. What about Blake? I mean, yeah, I can see it, but she just got there. She's got a whole list of people she can.
Blake have some issues right now with Julia. She just attacked. Who did she attack? I forget now, but she attacked someone backstage. So I mean, it's Tiffany with Tiffany. So she's gonna be in that. She's gonna be in the U.S. title picture. Looks like which I've been saying for. So I mean, I would hope anyway.
I reported, I think, over a month ago, and I even told Kyle on the phone the planned match for SummerSlam is Blake and Tiffany for the U.S. title, and that is exactly where I think that they're going to go with it. So, that's just
it's a good start because it's not the champion. So, it's been on SmackDown, but yeah,
100%. Brandon said, I would give Fatal Influence a tag. They do have a tag team title shot coming up next Saturday at Saturday Night's main event. So they do. Happy 1 year show to the EVP. Thank you, Raymond. Appreciate it. It's been a lot. It's been a fun long year, over 1,000 videos. So that's you got, like I said, that's 44 hours. If you go live and do it for 44 hours straight, that would be equivalent to 1,000. Do you think JC Jane deserves to be champion outside of Rhea? Not right now. I don't. I think it's
I mean, she's also just like we said earlier, she's lost a lot of heel heat so far just coming in. So, and she just hasn't really been really featured too much. It has been about Laney and Fallon a little bit because they have a tag team championship match. So maybe, Money in the Bank is they just created the poster for Money in the Bank today, so then that's not till October. So they luckily they're staying with October, thank God. So they're not changing that date anymore, month anymore. So we just have to wait until then. I know that SummerSlam this is why I don't really like Money in the Bank in October, because I'm so used to it being a summer pay-per-view as it is. I like it as a summer pay-per-view. And it's like I like them doing it before, because it would have some type of we would have a situation like now where you have someone who has the briefcase. Well, I guess I'll still look at plate anyway, because so that won't be there. But I don't know, it's to get some type of direction and some type of hype over or excitement for that person who has that briefcase to be looming around and doing something interesting character wise with that briefcase at this point. If it was normally how it used to be in summer, but now it's in October, which whatever.
Yeah, my home state, so I'm looking forward to the guys that got tickets today. So I will be there. I will, if you guys are going to be obviously you guys will be watching it live. I'm going to be on the left side of where the entrance ramp is, right around the corner, right there at the ring. So like
Well, you already got tickets already?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got tickets today. So I will be there. It's my hometown. I know a bunch of people that work there, so got kind of a hookup. But I'm going to be sitting really close to the ring. I will try to hold a sign up. I'll put the EVP is here so that you guys can definitely know it's me. Because obviously, if you don't watch on YouTube or you haven't seen my face, then you won't know it's me. And plus, I'm 6'5", so you're damn sure not going to notice me because I'm sitting down in the chair. Yeah, I'm super tall. So. All right. So let's get to the last comment. Okay, how you know?
How you know what?
How do I know what that they're keeping the information about Rhea quiet? Because I don't know about it, because I haven't seen Fightful report about it or anybody else. So that's pretty much how if that's what you're asking. I'm not sure, but yeah. All right, so we're gonna get to the show. We're almost an hour in. I don't want to keep Kyle all night. This is the July 10th SmackDown from the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I have actually been to Oklahoma City. I did a lot of work over there. We're going to see United States Champion Trick Williams take on Carmelo in a non-title match. The new undisputed champion CM Punk will make an appearance. We're just going to try to steam. Also, Finn Balor gets one-on-one with Tama Tonga. Alexa Bliss versus Jade Cargill. Title versus title, winners take all. I don't remember seeing that match. I must have been looking at I must have been looking at baseball or something. I didn't see that match. It was supposed. According to the, I don't know. I'm wrong, I guess. Sorry.
That happened.
Maybe that's going to happen next week or something. I don't know. I must have wrote that down wrong. I'm sorry. So the show opens up with a video package recapping CM Punk's undisputed WWE Championship win on Raw this past Monday. Me and Kyle talked enough about that. Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett then welcome us to SmackDown, where we see at this point in time, he was not the general manager of SmackDown. He was on suspension. We see Nick Aldis in the ring, Kyle, and he welcomes everyone on SmackDown. Nick Aldis says he wants to address his professional situation. He recalls getting involved in a physical altercation with Gunther a few weeks ago. Aldis then says he takes full responsibility for his part of the incident, and he is pleased to report that after mediation, he has been officially reinstated as a SmackDown GM, and that Nick Aldis welcomes the new undisputed WWE champion, the best in the world, CM Punk, and he makes his way down to the ring. Before we get into our thoughts, I will go ahead and run through this entire promo. Nick Aldis congratulates Punk and welcomes him to SmackDown. Punk grabs a microphone and says he always pauses before coming out in front of a live audience. Punk says he wondered what he was going to say tonight. Punk then says he missed the WWE Universe. Punk then says he spent the last few months negotiating with WWE management, NBC Universal, and the USA Network, spearheaded by Aldis, to bring him to SmackDown, which that is all factual information about CM Punk.
BT, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you right now, but I'm looking right here about the new US title that disappeared. It is up on WWE Shop right now. It is $700 for that crappy looking US Championship replica belt.
Yeah, that's.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm not paying that. So Punk said. So Punk was in negotiations. USA has been trying to get him over there for a year. That was reported by Fightful Select. Sean Ross Sapp, WrestleWitch Radio, reported that. So shout out to them for that. Punk said the negotiation got expedited and he was called about a title match. Punk then says when title matches fall out of the sky, which me and Kyle talked about, he takes them.
Mm-hmm.
Punk then says he got dressed at home, kissed his beautiful wife on the lips, and drove across town on Monday night, which he was already backstage. Punk then says he is not like other wrestlers or other champions. Punk then says if you saw what he did on Monday, he will be that champion on Friday night. Punk then says that means fighting on TV, defending his title whenever he can. Punk then says he does not call himself the best in the world because he is cocky. Punk then says it is to motivate him because of all the people in the locker room who want this title. Punk then says if you think he has something that belongs to you, come and get it. Punk then says if you think you have what it takes to beat the best in the world, come on out. Punk then says he is not hard to find. Punk then says he heard what Sami Zayn had to say about him on social media, and I told you, Kyle, they pay attention to social media. And he knows how Sami feels. Punk then says, Sami, you deserve a rematch. Punk then mentions Gunther. Punk then says he might regret mentioning his name, but they have a past, obviously. Punk then says, we remember what happened the last time that him and Gunther wrestled. Punk then says he knows he can beat Gunther. Punk then says, let's do it again. Punk mentions Finn Balor and points out that they went to war twice before, and if you want to do it on neutral ground, I am your Huckleberry. Punk then mentions what? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about with that. I'm not going to be telling anybody I'm their Huckleberry unless it's fucking, JC Jane or somebody like I'll be her Huckleberry. But Punk then mentions Royce Key or Lana Black or one of them. Punk then mentions Royce Key, Damian Priest, and Trick Williams. A lot of people Punk's calling out there. Sami Zayn, Gunther, Finn Balor, Royce Key, Damian Priest, Trick Williams. But out comes the the three-time former undisputed world heavyweight champion, the American Nightmare. His music hits, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Kyle. I started to hear some boos, brother, and we talked about this not tonight, but off camera. We will talk. We're gonna dive into this because I think this has to. I don't think Punk's losing at SummerSlam, but if he does, Cody Rhodes. We'll talk about it. But I think this is the chance for WWE to flip that switch with Cody because he got.
I do.
He did get some boos tonight. So Cody, he interrupts. He makes his way down. So this was funny because the last time we seen these two in the ring, Cody's eye was all jacked up from getting Punk kicked after WrestleMania. CM Punk talked about title shots falling out of the sky. Punk had a black eye this time. Cody don't have the title. Punk does. So it's kind of like holy
how's
shit.
Your eye?
Yeah, how's your eye? So Punk, Cody Rhodes says. He points to CM Punk and kind of gives him a shit-eating grin. He says, how's the eye? Punk said it looks worse than it feels. Punk then asked Cody Rhodes, what does this shit was funny as hell. Punk then asked Cody, what does he want to talk about? I laughed at that. Cody Rhodes says he did not come out here to ask about his eye. Cody then says the last time they were in the ring, the situation is mirrored and his eye was black. Cody then says a championship opportunity fell out of the sky. Cody then says there are those opportunities and there are matches that have been built for years. CM Punk then says Cody Rhodes must be talking about them. Punk then says they have subconsciously been avoiding it. That's why Punk then says maybe that's why he didn't mention Cody's name. Punk then says they are friends. and he didn't want anything to get in the way of that. Remember that statement right there. Punk then says he thought this would be the main event of WrestleMania, and it actually was supposed to be the main event, one of the main events of WrestleMania 43 and 42, but it got changed. And they cannot run away from this anymore. Cody Rhodes then says when they were in the ring and he was champion, he told him just say win. And as soon as he did that, he then says, does that apply now? Punk grabs the microphone from Cody and says win. Cody Rhodes looks at the crowd, does a little bit of aura farming, and then he says SummerSlam. Punk then thinks about it and he offers his hand, and Cody Rhodes shakes it, and Nick Aldis then says the match is official. Nick Aldis says in the main event we will have CM Punk defending the Undisputed Championship against Cody Rhodes. You are on the clock, Kyle. What did you think about this segment, and where are we going with this? Because there's a couple of things that I picked up from this promo from Punk and Cody. Cody seemed like he was a little like, not the usual Cody to me. And Punk brought up friendship, and Nick Aldis said this is the main event. And where in the hell are we going with this as far as Sami Zayn and Gunther?
Well, when it comes to Sami and Gunther, I think they don't matter ultimately in this entire situation. I'll be beyond shocked if they add them in here and make it a 4-way. I don't see that happening. I mean, I just feel like that doesn't make any sense to me. So so that's not happening. I feel like it's just I watched this. I was thinking to myself, man, in terms of the two title matches, what are the matches of SummerSlam that's been announced so far? And there's only legitimately 2, and that's Liv and Io and Reigns and Rollins. Honestly, this match does nothing for me at all. I know there's a lot of people that are excited about this match. I'm not. I'm more intrigued for Rollins and Reigns because of their history and that I've enjoyed their chemistry together in the ring, even though I know how good Cody is in the ring. I know how good Punk is in the ring. They may end up having a good match. I'm just not mostly invested. It's just a match to me at this point. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't get me excited. They just legitimately say, because realistically, this is what Punk said, and what Cody said. Hey, you're a champion now. You took the title off of Sami. I was supposed to get that championship match on Monday, but you got it first. I'm going to challenge you for SummerSlam. Okay, fine. I'll challenge you too. I'm ready. I'm here. So let's do this match. And there it is. That's how we got here. No story, no hype, no type of suspense. It's just doing the match because they're doing the match.
Plenty of story though.
Yeah,
plenty of story. It just, trust me.
You know what I mean.
I completely. Trust me. This is why me and you make such a great team, because there are going to be things that we don't agree on, but at the end of the day, like, we put out such good content.
Yeah, I know why they do it. It's just
like it's a match that has, like, this match was supposed to happen at WrestleMania 42. Like, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Cody fan. I'm talking just as a fan in general. This match was supposed to happen at 42. Punk's getting up there in age. It was gonna happen last year. Punk was gonna beat him for the title at WrestleMania. Seth got hurt at Crown Jewel against Cody, so Seth came back right before WrestleMania. Gunther was supposed to face Rey Mysterio. Rey said, "Hell no, Gunther's not retiring me." So they pivoted to Gunther and Seth, and Cody went with Randy. They were gonna belt Randy, but now we see why they didn't belt Randy when the IWC was crying for about a month. The man hasn't been seen on TV since because he's hurt. So they had to keep the title on Cody Rhodes. This is a mega match. I know that Reigns and Rollins have the 15 years, but Cody Rhodes and CM Punk go back farther than that, honestly. They've never faced each other one-on-one. This is, I'm just saying that, Kyle, like, and it's not because I'm a Cody fan. This is, besides Reigns and Rollins, there isn't a bigger match that they could do. It's just I mean, if you're looking from a ticket standpoint, if you're looking from a because both of these guys are in their 40s, will we see this match again? I could damn well guarantee that this ain't gonna be the last one. But it's going. I didn't like how it was just. Oh well, you said win, and now I'm saying win, and then Kyle's gonna say win, and Miami's gonna say win, and everybody's gonna say win, and then we're just gonna get the title match. I 1,000,000% agree with you on that, but I will say that I am intrigued because of one particular thing, and we talked about this on the United Champions recap. Kyle is. And I got two questions for you. And like I said, I know you're not super invested in this, but there was one statement that Punk said, "We are friends." Go back to WrestleMania 40. I know the Bloodline fans are not going to like it, but go and look at that poster. Look at everybody that was in the ring with Cody Rhodes. Who's the only one left in there that besides LA Knight, which he don't count because I mean he's never winning a title. Who's the only one left that hasn't turned on Cody Rhodes yet? Who's that?
It's Punk.
Oh, CM Punk. So it's long-term storytelling. We're over 2 years past that. But here's the thing, Kyle. Do they turn?
But it's
Punk?
like if me and you were. It was like if me and you were had a situation. We're friends over a couple years, and then I say, you know what, you're a champion, and so I want to see the title off of you. Let's do this, and then people get just like, I don't know. That's exactly what it's like, man. I get why they're doing it. I know why. I understand. I thought it kind of really bizarre. I can't believe people are excited about this and hyped for it, but whatever. I've been confused by the fans for a while of how they react to certain people lately, of how they're being of the way they be treated on TV, yet of how they come across by crowd reactions based on how they're booked. It's very completely different. That's always very weird to me to watch every week. So, but I mean,
it's not that I disagree with you, because I don't. Let me see. We have a comment from Ariel. Here we go with the world's meanest comments on my stepdad Phil. Oh no, I'm not a CM Punk hater by no means. Like I said, I would rather Cody lose to somebody like Punk, than fucking Sami Zayn. So for me, Kyle, here's the two things that I take from it. Is I told you this after Night of the Champions. I told you this on the phone probably 5 or 6 different times because we talk about wrestling consistently on the phone for hours. That's just how great our chemistry is. Somebody has to turn heel here, Kyle. I know you're not invested, but somebody has to turn. And for me,
someone needs to turn heel. The show needs to be more interesting. The Punk as champion, is it going to save SmackDown?
Here's my pitch. Here's my pitch and my question to you. And I got two. First thing is, it was reported earlier that and Punk did call out a bunch of names, but I mean, is he really gonna face all those guys? I don't really think so. I think that's just WWE trying to throw people off. Let me throw this out there. Street Fighter's coming up in October. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are in that movie. Do you think for a damn second that TKO, a sports entertainment, which 2 of their biggest stars are in a movie together and going to be walking on the red carpet, You think for a second they're gonna have Cody and Roman not come to that red carpet with their championships, or they got Crown Jewel coming up in November when they tease the shit out of Cody Roman 3, which I don't want to see that because the fucking internet's gonna go psycho. But if it's me, Kyle, and I got the pin, and I'm just gonna say this right now, it can get clipped, it can get bookmarked. If Cody Rhodes is not turning heel at SummerSlam, he needs to lose. He needs to lose 100%. This is the perfect opportunity. Shout out to Greg. Baron Corbin is back. Yes, he is. And that was a big. I knew he was coming back, but I damn sure didn't know he was coming back tonight. So that was a big surprise for me. We'll get to that. If he doesn't turn heel now, when the hell is he gonna do it? Because you can't put so we're not gonna be on this topic much longer, but it's two baby faces, bro. At the end of the day, again, Cody's the big white meat baby face. Cody is gonna get booed out of Minnesota. They are going. They're going to root for CM Punk. Cody's gonna get he's gonna get booed worse than he did against Randy. So at the end of the day, is this the opportunity for Cody Rhodes? Because I want to see Cody as a heel champion. I don't want to see no more of this wearing these damn suits and all. Like, I'm a Cody fan and I'm just calling it like I see it. Like, it's boring. Is this the opportunity, or do they let Punk retain and have Cody or have Punk turn, which for me it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. And because then if Punk retains and they do Punk reigns at Crown Jewel in November, that's I don't know. I don't see that happening again. So then so it at the end of the day, Cody's got to turn heel here. I don't see any other way. If he don't, then when is he going to turn heel at the end of the day? Like, when? Your thoughts on that? And what do you think someone turns heel? And do you think that? And what are they going to do with Sami Zayn? Because Gunther's facing Nick Aldis at SummerSlam. That's 100% locked in. That's been. I said that 3 weeks ago. What? Yes, I'm about to kick somebody out off this stream. I'm not even gonna. I will put that comment up, but after that, I'm banning them from this stream. I don't tolerate that. I don't know who you are, but if I had somebody that was running my YouTube channel, I would tell them to get you the hell off my channel. I don't want that crap. But where do you think that? Where do you think that? Do you think Cody turns here, or do you think Punk turns? And what are they going to do with Sami?
Okay, you just kind of
hold on. I'll go ahead and put the comment up there. So this moron says, you don't have any knowledge. If you can't make predictions, then shut down this YouTube channel. So my reaction to that is, you need to go outside and touch grass. Maybe you should start your own YouTube channel. And when you do, send me the link so I can listen to it, so I can see that you do better content than me, and which you don't. That you know more about WWE than me, which you don't. And number 3, that you can do 1,000 live videos in a year, which you can't. So don't come back on my show. You're an idiot. Go outside tomorrow when the sun comes up and touch grass, and goodbye. All right.
So the segment was all right. I mean, it was pretty much a copycat of what happened earlier this year with them doing it going after WrestleMania. It was fine. It was really, I don't know, just I can't even say it was fine. It was just generic. because again, there was still story there. They just said they just pretty much just said in so many words, "I want to face you. You're now the champion, and then you took an opportunity away from me, and now I'm getting the championship back because you stole it from me. Be like a crybaby in a way." I know we got that situation again, so that's how much how it was in a way. It's like being. Look, the fact is, you just weren't, wasn't able to be cleared to compete, and also match should never have had happened on the Raw in the first place. I keep saying it. It was just a whole stupid thing, and it was unnecessary to do, but it happened. It's what it is. You have to match at SummerSlam, move on, and stop crying about it. But it's like, but it's still to me just so lackluster to me when they could have just played up throughout the entire night. I feel like, and then they could have had him say that they're doing a match at SummerSlam. Just I don't know. They didn't have to do it right then and there. I guess maybe they had to. They wanted to do Saturday Night's Main Event, announce it as the main event segment. But still, I don't know. You could have done it slightly differently, but I don't know. It's not a good start of doing this story when they already announced the match right off the gate, and then we have to wait until next week to see if they'll have some type of story to develop from that, while they also have to hype up Saturday Night's Main Event. I mean, it's kind of it's really lackluster, and it's not enough time, and and they cut it half for 2 hours to make it it's not enough time to make the build anything to get excited about. Mm-hmm. So if anyone is excited about this match, I don't know if they're going to be all that excited when we get to SummerSlam and they do the match, and people will feel kind of the match itself, because the build has been doesn't really fully exist, because they're going to be doing a random tag match at Saturday Night's Main Event for no reason.
Yeah, and that kind of leads to the tag match. So do you think, a final question and we're moving on, do you think we get a heel turn, and do you think it's a possibility? Because at this point, I don't know if there's anything for Sami Zayn to do at SummerSlam. Does he get added? It was told to me this morning it was a possibility, but nothing like X and Stone. But do you think Cody or Punk turns, and do you think Sami gets added at SummerSlam?
It would make sense for Sami to get added, because I mean, he's been for a lot of people the most interesting thing on the show. He kind of has been, but I think it would also be kind of cruel if he wasn't. If he feel kind of a little, pretty stupid for him to not be involved here in this scenario, since he is still involved. But then I'm guessing too, they already did a triple threat match with them. They did so many triple threat matches already for the championship lately. So I can understand of them wanting them to focus only on Cody and Punk, since that was one of the only two that they care about. Sami isn't a world title a world title person to have, based off just like a star power, and in a lot of people's eyes, he doesn't look like a WWE champion, which I don't know what that means. And so it's like, how can you not look like a champion? It's like, it's because they're not attractive enough or anything. I don't know. That's the vibe that I get of hearing when I hear something like that.
At the end of the day, like, I feel like they, in a way, like they got to add Sami, because they don't have to, but I mean, what else are they gonna do with them? Because
what's the point even put his title on him in the first place? They never cared about doing that. Why even add him in? Why even give television time and the fans time of caring about this character throughout the last few months, giving him the championship and then have him lose his very first title defense, and then not even care about Sami Zayn, and all of his focus is what they were going to do anyway. Again, this reminds me of what they did with Obafemi and Brock Lesnar being were never intended of involving someone else. Just do what we originally plan on doing. Don't listen to what the fans are saying online, and do what you want to do. People will still watch anyway. It's not like they're not going to watch, even though they complain. I mean, it's like why it's so. It was just a stupid thing to do, and now you're having it up in the air, and Sammy's doing nothing for SummerSlam, I don't think. And so I mean, it's not you just wasted people's time with the Sami Zayn character hype for no reason, and people assume that he was it in this world of being the champion for, but I keep hearing people saying that they also thought that Sami was going to be champion going into SummerSlam as champion. At least that's what I can hear of why of people not liking that, which I get that, but still, I mean, it's still just I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I feel like it's just again this match does nothing for me at all. And I'm just we'll see, man. Again, for me, I'm more invested into Reigns and Rollins than I am this match because of the history and because I know how good both of them are together. And you know, I've been more of a fan of both of them more than Cody and Punk, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
because I'm not that high on Reigns, but he's all right, and I'm a big fan of Rollins. So I mean, more invested into that than I am this. So
at the end of the day, like, and then we'll close up about this and move on. But Rollins and Reigns has the better story, but it's also the most predictable. Because Seth ain't winning. So they can go either way with Cody and Punk if we get a heel turn. I think for me the most intriguing part of Cody and Punk is I do believe we get a heel turn. I don't know which way they go with it. I mean, I'm sure it'll probably be fucking Punk because Cody's too damn scared to go heel. But I mean, Roman's gonna have to beat Seth Rollins clean. We're not gonna see Zilla Fatu and all that shit. Like this is
what a clean match there for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a clean match, and I do believe Roman wins. So the history's great with Seth and Roman, but for me it's very predictable winner. And this match is not a predictable winner because if they're turning Cody heel, then Cody's winning the title. If he's not going heel, then Punk's retaining. So that's where the difference is. But we'll move on. Couple quick comments from CJ. Awesome job from Kyle and the EVP. Thank you so much. I'll see you, I believe, Wednesday for the prediction show. I think Punk, he said, I think Punk might be heel and Cody stay face. I don't know. We'll see. I wouldn't mind a Cody heel. I have been begging for that, CJ. Brock versus Over going to be Punk. Yeah, I think Punk, Cody be a great heel. But Brock versus Over going to be fun, at least finally Hell in a Cell match in quite a while since Punk McIntyre Bad Blood 24. Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to Brock Over in that Hell in a Cell. Ariel, no, I mean, after what happened on Raw, it seems like they've been beefing with him, like they were against this idea or something. Do you know what? I'm not sure what they are referring to on that.
No, I mean, after what happened on Raw, it seems like they've been beefing with him, like they were against this idea or something. What happened with Sammy and Punk?
Maybe, I don't know. Ario, can you just kind of reiterate on exactly what you are mentioning about like this exact situation? Because we've had so many comments, and I mean, I've had over 100 comments. The Unseen Blaine, HR of DWTV, Baron Corbin, one of her favorites. Make sure you follow her on X and tune into her Miami the Great tomorrow on DWE Television, Talk It Up podcast on Twitch. And also, it will be on Spotify. They will be live with DWTV, which I'm sure they're going to have a full slate to talk about. So make sure you follow her. Thank you for calling in. Yeah, Ariel, if you can just kind of elaborate. And I had to kick someone out of here. I texted Miami already. I don't know who that moron is, but I'm going to be like JD for a second. You got to go. You got to get this guy out of here. All right, so we're moving on. So we got to the next segment. I do believe we get a heel turn though, Kyle.
Yeah,
we see Kathy Kelly in the back, and she mentions that Jade Cargill asked to face Alexa Bliss. Jade says she's just to go and she's going to take care of Charlotte's friend. Meechin then says maybe Charlotte needs to learn some lessons. B-Fab then says Jade will snap Alexa like a twig. Jade then says she has not taken responsibility for what happened to Alexa because that blame is on Charlotte. Then Finn Balor makes his way down to the ring for the first match of the night. Again, and Tama Tonga follows, accompanied to the ring by Tala Tonga. This is a singles match. I'm going to be honest with you. We're already an hour 25 in. We're not going to go through every single hold. We're just going to announce the winners, how they won the match. We'll do the promos and stuff. If Kyle wants to touch on it, he can. I might touch a little bit on it. But so let's get to the end of the match here. Great match for me. Because Finn hasn't won a match in a long time. We got to get to the very end. Tama is sent to the floor by Finn. Finn hits a flip dive onto Tama and Tala Tonga. Finn then sends Tama back into the ring, and Finn hits a running drop kick, and he goes up top for the coup de grace for the 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor is victorious. Man, besides WrestleMania, we have not seen many wins from Finn. It's been Finn Balor instead of Finn Balor. So, your thoughts?
I'm glad he won. I know you need him to move on. I don't know what they're doing with Finn Balor. Honestly, I'm kind of wishing he stayed on Raw now at this point because, I mean, this is almost reminding me of Damian Priest. Honestly, I'm not doing anything since coming to SmackDown. It's kind of a bad omen if you're part of the Judgment Day. Go trade over to Raw. Trade over from Raw to SmackDown. Is it good? So, I don't know what they plan on doing with Finn Balor. I would love to see him in the championship match against with Cody and what's his name. So they had an interaction backstage. So that's what I would prefer to do. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be in the title picture, but he has been interacting with Cody lately. So I mean, I don't know if that's leading to something or not. But I mean, it's pretty sad that there's no clear direction for Finn Balor. I mean, it's like, man, there's no clear direction for Damian Priest either. So it's like it's pretty sad that the downfall that they're both in right now. I feel like I'm going to get traded from SmackDown.
Well, they did do a good thing by getting Finn away from the Judgment Day vortex, but then they put him in the King of the Ring tournament. He loses the first round, and now he's caught up in the semi-MFT vortex. He does get the big win, but this is a second time that he's had a backstage segment with the Undisputed Champion. He had one with Cody, and then he just had another one with Punk. He's already faced Punk. He's already faced Punk twice. So that's why I'm saying, if we get a heel Cody, there's a challenger for Cody right there because Finn is face. So and sign me up for that.
And they have been backstage. Have him backstage from before when Ross was champion and now Punk is champion. So it must be leading to something.
Yeah,
something. So.
Yeah, I don't see Punk and Priest. I really don't. I think that Priest is, gonna be stuck up in this tag division and then on AAA with his girlfriend, Lola Vice, and I think Priest is kind of cashed out at this point. Finn Balor, Punk's already faced him twice. Royce Keys, I mean, I guess I could see it down the road, but I mean, Punk would have to wrestle a few more years.
Job fucking him, man. I mean, my God,
awful creative for Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys, if you guys know him by that. But yeah, good segment. Finn Balor picks up.
Just look at Oprah Femi and Royce Keys, dude. The comparison is pretty dramatic. It's like,
oh my God, bro, it's like night and day. It's ridiculous, but so we're gonna move on. But yeah, good segment. Finn Balor gets to win. We see Kathy Kelly in the back with Carmelo Hayes. She asked him about last week in their match tonight. Carmelo says he will not talk about proof and deserve because he has always done that. Carmelo says he come up short sometimes. Carmelo then says Lil Yachty is a good sidekick. Carmelo then says that Trick has aura and charisma, and that is good, but that isn't about inside the ring. Carmelo then says he will not throw out catchphrases like Trick, but then we see R-Truth pay off Nathan Frazier and ask him about the World Cup. Eric and Ivar then show up and say they're sick of these games. He then says he wants the tag title match. And then we see Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu show up, and they ask R-Truth if they've seen Solo. Jimmy then tells R-Truth to tell Solo Sikoa he is looking for him. Damian Priest then shows up, and he says hello to Jacob Fatu. Damian then says he has seen Royce, and he is here. Jacob Fatu then tells Jimmy it is time to go to the ring. R-Truth then says he wants to know why Priest did that, and Priest said that Royce Keys is not their problem. Any thoughts on this? This shit right here is all kinds of bunched up, brother. Like, I mean, there's like 15 different segments in this one.
I know. It's like, I don't know where to start. Like, I think this whole the Priest and Priest need to lose those titles. Priest needs to be by himself. I have no idea what we're doing here. It's completely just really pathetic. What else happened? I
mean, we had R-Truth and Priest. We had the War Raiders, which they're wanting to do the combo titles with the Triple A. And then we see fucking Jimmy and Jacob, and they're looking for Solo. And then Royce
stuff. Yeah, oh my God, get rid of that.
I mean, are we getting Royce Keys and Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam? Like, is that where we're going with this? Like, I don't know. It's just fucking.
Maybe. I mean, it's not really good, but I mean, I got the story with it. I mean, my God, and this is Royce Keys.
Is Royce Keys joining? Is Royce Keys gonna join up with Solo Sikoa and them to battle the Bloodline at War Games? It looks like it. It does. What else are they gonna do with him? It is creative malpractice what they've done to Royce Keys at this point. I don't have anything else on that call. So we see Nick Aldis, and he's on the phone with Sami Zayn. Nick acknowledges and tells Sami that I apologize about what happened on Monday. He acknowledges that Sami is on a mental health break from just being there on Monday, losing the title on Monday because Sami flipped out on social media. He called CM Punk a MFer. Nick then says he has the authority to make the match. Then Gunther shows up and he hits the table and he goes to the other side of Nick. He then says it is his first day back and he made a big mistake. He then says he can help Nick to fix it. He then says he could stooge out Nick. He then says he deserves to be in the ring with the champion. He then says Nick has until the end of the night to fix this. Nick then says he will take it under consideration. Any thoughts on this shit?
Well, this whole Gunther being in the world title picture, they need to take a break from that. And so I'm kind of glad in that perspective he is. But I don't know, with him being in the ring with Nick, all this at SummerSlam, again, that doesn't interest me. They've been doing this a lot with Gunther, having him involved in matches with guys who are not in the ring, who shouldn't be in the ring anymore, or these old guys. Honestly, now again, I don't know how Nick Aldis is in the ring. I'm sure I'll find out, but I mean,
pretty good.
From what I heard, he still can go in the ring. So we'll see. How I feel about it when I physically see it, but with Gunther, it's like a waste of time. Of me proving right about Gunther. People saying Gunther's great, Gunther's amazing, but what I've seen, Gunther has not been great. He's not been amazing. He's been not a person who doesn't matter. He's when he's world champion, he doesn't matter. When they
had him defeat John Cena in December. That led nowhere. The heat only lasted a couple of weeks. He has his match with Rollins, loses to Rollins, and disappears for months. Comes back, goes turned over to SmackDown, gets a championship match at Night of Champions, lose that opportunity there. Then he comes, and then also, but before that, he had a match with Clash at in Clash of Italy, lost that. He didn't walk up with a championship, and now he's going to be in a ring with the general manager. It's a down from grace from Gunther. If anyone is a Gunther fan or are watching this should be upset about this. I'm not upset. I'm just slightly kind of expecting that to happen with him because the way he's been booked lately has just been garbage.
Well, you kind of called this from the beginning with Gunther, though. Truthfully, like you're one of the few people that can take credit for saying.
Yeah, because I've been going all the way back to him as World Heavyweight Champion, 2024. It wasn't about him; it was about the Judgment Day, and ever since then, that was 2 years ago, and here we are now, 2 years later. He's in a position where I thought he was going to be 2 years ago, where he's just not doesn't mean anything. He's not important. They clearly don't care about him. It doesn't matter how big the people care about him. People don't, WWE doesn't.
100%. So we have a comment from Ariel. Why did Royce get involved in Jacob's business? Ultimately, because this is all going to lead to something with War Games. They don't have anything creatively for Royce at this point in time. Like 90% of the roster right now. I see something where maybe we get a Royce Jacob match. I don't know. Royce is probably going to end up with Solo at some point. I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this, but I don't like it for Royce. So that's really. I can just tell you, if you're a Royce fan, he's about to be trapped up into the bloodline vortex because him and Jacob do have a long history together, and Jacob really doesn't want to fire that cylinder on him. So yeah, that's where we're going with this. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if you want to comment on that, you can. But I think you just talked about that. So, if not, we'll move on. Okay. So Jimmy. All right. So Jimmy and Jacob are in the ring. Jimmy said that there's only one reason they're on SmackDown. Jimmy calls out Solo, Royce Keys. So here's your answer, Ariel. Royce Keys comes out instead. Jimmy then says he doesn't look like Solo Sikoa to him and asks him, "What are you doing here?" Royce then said, "Jimmy Uso has been mentioned in my name, which is why I'm here today." Royce then says, "The Bloodline's family business is affecting everyone around here, and it's affecting him." There's your answer right there. Jimmy Uso then says, "Tonight is about the OTC business." Royce Keys then says, "Jimmy runs plays for Roman, and Roman it isn't even here tonight." So there we go. Roman and Royce at some point. Jacob then gets in Royce's face. Jacob
wait
says,
a minute, of course he's not. He's on Raw moving forward, and he's on SmackDown, so of course he's not there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The Chat GPT wrote that shit. So Jacob gets into Royce's face, and Jacob then says they are tight. So let's keep it like that. Like I just mentioned, Jacob and Royce are good friends. He then says, "You can say anything else about anyone you want, but when it comes to the OTC Roman, please don't go there." Royce then tells Jacob it doesn't have to be like that. Jimmy then says Royce doesn't tell him what to tell them. He then tells Royce he is not part of this family. Royce then says blood isn't about family. Loyalty is about family. He then says your family has brother fighting brother and cousin fighting cousin. Royce then says he could talk to his family members because he has no family. He then says Jacob has been his family for the last 14 years. So Jacob and Royce have a 14-year friendship. Jimmy then tells Royce he is going to cross a line he can't come back from. He then asks Royce if he understands that. Royce then says he didn't come here to fight tonight, but there is a line and he just crossed it. Jimmy then says Royce is crazy. He then says they will put a beating on Royce. Jacob Fatu then stops Jimmy and he asks, "We?" He then says, "It ain't no we here." He then says, "This is on you and I am out." So Jacob Fatu leaves the ring. He wants no part of that. Jimmy then says Royce has crossed the line and he asks for a referee. Jimmy punches Roy, but Royce hits a short arm clothesline and he clotheslines Jimmy over the top rope into the floor. So we're going to get that match. We'll get to the end of it. Jimmy Uso versus Royce Keys. Jacob didn't want no part of this, which I'm telling you, it's just all part of this bloodline stuff. Into the match, Jimmy calls for a time. Well, Sikoa shows up in the crowd from behind Jimmy Uso, but Jimmy's calling for a timeout. Solo then hits Jimmy with the Samoan spike, and then out comes Jacob Fatu. His music hits. Solo stops in his track. Jacob Fatu and Solo exchange punches. Jacob Fatu then cinches in a Tongan death grip, and he sends Solo over the ringside barrier back in the ring. Jimmy Uso hits a spear for the 1, 2, 3. So Jimmy Uso defeats Royce Keys. With all that crap going on. After the match, Jacob Fatu and Solo fight into the ring, and Jacob Fatu kicks Solo. Royce Keys then stops Jacob Fatu, and they stare at each other down. Fatu then hits a thrust kick and a back senton. Jimmy then gives Fatu a chair, and Fatu puts it over Solo's head. Fatu then buffers, and he sets up for the running hip, but he stops short. He then tells Solo this is about the family, and the next time he won't stop. So your thoughts on this?
I don't know, man. It's like it's Royce Keys should be booked better than this. He needs to be in the. I don't know. I thought it would probably be in the U.S. title picture at this point, or him, interacting. We saw him interacting with Gunther going into Clash in Italy, and thought he was going to be in the. They were positioning him in the world in the event picture, but clearly not. They want to do something with him in the bloodline, which I don't know why, because he's friends friends with Jacob. What we do? I mean, who cares? I mean, honestly, who cares about that? Honestly, I mean, what a sad thing to look at. Jacob at this point, he's just been reduced to being the just acknowledging Roman Reigns and being the silent treatment guy, kind of like what Solo was doing. And so it's like, so that's not good. He's better than that. And so I mean, it's pretty sad. Like I said, I think Royce Keys should be booked very similar to Obafemi. I feel, and he's not, and he should be. The difference between these two, it's really sad. See where Oba's been when this year started, and where Royce Keys is since he debuted this year. I mean, it's just night and day. It's really garbage. Honestly, it's like he should be a killer. He should be intimidating. He should be a monster. Should be going after championships, not going after Solo Sikoa and the bloodline every single week.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's I don't know what they do with him.
It's a very confusing situation. Royce and Jacob have been friends for 14 years. Jacob really didn't want to put his hands on Royce. Solo, is trying to take on the entire original bloodline by himself, and he needs backup because the other MFTs have kind of cut him off. So I don't know what they're doing. It does seem like we're going to get some sort of Royce against Roman at some point, and I'm sure Royce is going to link up with Solo.
Great.
Yeah, of course, but and also it looks like we're probably going to get something. We're gonna get something for between Royce and Jacob Fatu at some point. But we got a couple of comments from Ariel. Gunther will be fired on Monday. I'm sure WWE is probably gonna run that angle. They've run it like 1,000 times, so I wouldn't doubt it. You mean on Friday, but probably yeah. So maybe the bloodline is the main reason why LA isn't champion. I don't believe it's the bloodline. I think it's Triple H and creative is mainly the reason. But he was stuck in the Vision Vortex for a long time, and now he's in the bloodline vortex. He does cut good promos, but there's just something they don't, they gave Sammy the opportunity, but they haven't LA Knight. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not behind closed doors with creative and TKO, so I don't know ultimately. But based off what I see on television, it just seems like maybe they're not on as high on him as people would think they are. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. So all right. So we're moving on. We take a look at Sammy's comments after he lost the title. Like I just told you a while ago, he called Punk an MFer. He got throwing water everywhere. We see Kathy Kelly with CM Punk. She asked about Gunther's comment. Punk says he wants everyone to get in line to face him. And then we see Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano, who's still laying on that fucking crate. And Candice says Sammy is the only one who cared about Johnny. She then says Sammy was hope for the underdogs, and you stole that away, Punk. Punk then says Candice had hope for 9 days. That was funny as shit. He then tells Johnny and Candice to get back to what they did best because what they're doing right now is not working. And then we get Finn Balor. He shows up and says he was hoping that Punk would bump into him. He then welcomed Punk to SmackDown, but he never mentioned anything about having a world title match. What do you think about what CM Punk said to Johnny and Candice and the Punk Finn Balor interaction?
It's pretty sad to see where Johnny Gargano has been since he lost to Tommaso Ciampa, and I feel bad for Candice too because it's like she also should be booked in the U.S. title picture, but instead of that, she's playing concerned wife every single week, and it's like, come on, she's better than that. And Johnny, I feel bad because I've seen his work on NXT as a single star. He was NXT champion, North America champion, put on great matches with anyone, and this is what he's been reduced to. I think back to what happened. Whether was it earlier this year, he went to NXT to face Miles Bourne in a great match for the North American Championship. And then I thought that's what he'll come back to SmackDown to be, back to himself again, but clearly not. And I think it's pretty much a waiting game for him to get his release. I hate saying that, but it's like they keep doing this backstage segment, him passed out and not. And not energized and being lazy is pretty just sad. And so it's just unfortunate. I feel bad for Candice in particular because I think they could do more with her instead of, like I said, playing the concerned wife every single week and have her in the ring, give her a character, heal her face, whatever, and have her go after the US champion, but they just choose not to. So it's just it's a waste for me, honestly, every single week.
Yeah, do you think that we possibly could see a Johnny Sammy match at some point? Because I don't know. I don't know what else possibly that they could do at this point. But I do.
I don't know. I feel like I guess. I mean, that's what they've been. Seem like that they've been even.
Are they tagging
up for? But yeah, I don't know what they do. They seem like they're doing something with them, but it's like, how long is that gonna?
Yeah.
When when does that happen, and how long is it gonna be? Are they gonna be a tag team, or are they gonna have like a feud? But they also need to have Johnny to have a personality again instead of being in a coma every single week.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, well, I appreciate that. We're gonna go ahead and move on. So we do see Fatal Influence, and they're all I love the color, the background, everything they were doing as far as how they set up their vignette. They are viewed very strong, you know that, with WWE. JC Jane, she said it was satisfying to watch Laney Reed beat Brie Bella. Laney then says they will embarrass Paige and take the tag titles next Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event. JC then says next week they will be the center of attention in the most famous arena in the world in Madison Square Garden. She then says Paige and Bree should be worried that their time is up. JC then says you will fall under their influence. Any thoughts on JC? Basically, JC promo. She does 95 to 98% of the promo work for Fatal Influence.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I wish I could hear more from Lady Reed and Fallon Henley, since they actually are the ones getting a tag team title match. But because Fallon can talk, Lady not really, but Fallon can talk, and so I think she could have carried that promo in particular. JC's not really doing anything, and he's not really feeding with no one right now. So it's like she's just kind of there for right now, which is different because out of character, out of because it used to be Fallon and Laney, because JC was getting the opportunity, but now it's kind of flipped here. So I mean, and like I said, Fallon can talk, so I don't know why she was able to carry the load there. Since again, they're the ones who are having the tag team title match, not JC. So it was all right, but especially I hear more from how Laney and Fallon felt more than JC just playing I'm gonna talk for you type of deal. So
yeah, I agree. All right, so Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair make their way down to the ring for the next match of the night. Charlotte is the cheerleader tonight. Alexa's going one-on-one with Jade Cargill, the Baddie 2.0 is obviously accompanying her, Meechin and B5. It's Alexa versus Jade one-on-one. We are late into the stream, so we're not going to go move for move. I wish we could.
I hated this. I was going to say this now, but no, I hated this.
I will go to the ending that way, and then you could comment and tell me exactly what you thought. So Jade grabs Alexa by the throat. She puts Alexa in the corner. Alexa goes to her crossbody, and Jade catches her. Alexa then escapes. She goes to her sister Abigail, but Jade counters. Alexa escapes a slam. B5 then trips Alexa up. And Charlotte Flair does the same to Jade. Alexa then gets a roll up for a near fall. Meechin then runs in because the numbers game is just too much. Runs into a boot from Charlotte Flair, and B5 sends Charlotte Flair into the ring post. Alexa then knocks B5 off the apron. Jade then, after that, Alexa's attention is obviously to B5, knocking her off the apron. Alexa turns around. Jade Cargill hits her with a bicycle kick and a Jaded for the 1, 2, 3. But after the match is when the crazy stuff happened. After the match, Charlotte Flair comes in to save Alexa Bliss, but Meechin and B5 attack Charlotte. Charlotte punches Meechin and clotheslines B5. Jade then hits a thrust kick to Charlotte, and Meechin and B5 hold Charlotte Flair while Jade puts Alexa's arm in a chair, and Jade slams the chair into the mat, and Alexa's arm is turned. If she wasn't double jointed, you would think that her whole I know Wade Barrett was saying that he had a similar injury. It was out 6 to 9 months with. She is double jointed, but it looked really gross. Her arm. Your thoughts on that? I mean, Charlotte was out there to try to protect her the best she could, so it's not like she could put the blame off on her. They just was outnumbered. Jade gets the win. Alexa takes another loss. They keep booking Jade strong, but I guess I get it going into a SummerSlam match with Charlotte. But now Charlotte's going to be facing Jade at SummerSlam, and she's probably going to be alone because there's no way that they're just going to have Alexa just come right back. It look like a small write-off to me. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I hated this. I always hated this. I don't really like the fact that Jade has been always defeating Alexa always, or just Alexa's getting beaten anyway. There's Jade's group or Fatal Influence, but because I'm a big Alexa fan, of course. But I'm watching this and I'm like, I'm to the point now with Alexa of and Charlotte as a team as them need to break up soon. Maybe that's the plan. Like I said earlier, maybe for her to turn heel and probably cost Charlotte the match at SummerSlam, and then they'll do the match there later on. Like I said, maybe both of them are in Money in the Bank, and they'll cost each other the match, or Alexa just cost Charlotte and she'll win the briefcase. I don't know. And yeah, but that's clearly the direction there. But Alexa losing needs to stop, and if it means for her to turn heel to create victories again, then so be it.
Yeah, I agree. And I didn't like it, but like we talked about on episode 4, your show Wednesday, WWE is very high on Jade. So like, if she's not in a title match, she's pretty much not losing. They've already pinned Tiffany Stratton, the U.S. champion, and now a couple of times she's pinned Alexa Bliss. But for me, this look, even though we know, or you told me she was double jointed, I didn't know that. This looked like a write-off. So it's going to be Charlotte against Jade, and this is probably going to drive it even more rift, because I do believe that Charlotte may end up getting some help from like Tiffany and Chelsea and stuff like that. So Alexa was already kind of getting kind of iffy.
Right off TV, I'm guessing, because they're gonna probably change her character, and then if that happens, what you just said about if for Tiffany and Chelsea will help out Charlotte, then Alexa will look at that, say that you replaced me and all this stuff, and they just turn on Charlotte viciously, and she's the one to heel, and Charlotte's the baby face, very similar to what's doing on Raw between Lyra and Bailey. So I can see that, but I've seen Alexa as a heel before, so it's not going to be anything new like how it is with Lyra, but it is something that I do want to see, because it's needed for Alexa's character.
Absolutely. All right, so we see Trick Williams in the back. He says he's looking for his title. Trick says he's going to get Ricky. Ricky Saints was back there as well. Lil Yachty then shows up. He says he went to talk to the higher-ups, and he got Trick a legacy title. Trick then says he likes the new belt. Lil Yachty then tells Trick to give a diamond butt whooping on Carmelo Hayes. So Trick Williams with the new United States title. Alexa Bliss is then shown being helped in the back by Charlotte Flair into the trainer's room. So I can definitely see this being a write-off for a little while for Alexa. She must have something planned for the summer. Carmelo makes his way down to the ring for the non-title match against Trick. Lil Yachty, obviously the new title belt. This is where we have the big surprise. We'll kind of get to that portion of the match. This was a really good match, which I figured it would be. At the end, Trick goes for the trick kick cyclone, but Carmelo Hayes sends him over the top rope into the floor. He then sends him right into Lil Yachty. Back in the ring, Carmelo Hayes hits Trick with a first 48. He then heads to the top rope, and out of nowhere, and to big huge surprise to me, Baron Corbin shows up, pulls Carmelo Hayes off the top turnbuckles and drops him on the top rope, and the referee calls for the bell. And the winner of the match is, due to disqualification, is Carmelo Hayes. After the match, Baron Corbin attacks Trick Williams and sends him into the ring post. And then Baron Corbin then hits the end of days to Carmelo Hayes and to Trick. Baron Corbin then brings the title belt into the ring, and he drops it onto Trick and walks over him. So we only have one more segment after this. So if you want to kind of deep dive into this and tell me what in the hell are we doing? I'm happy to see Baron Corbin back, but now Ricky Saints, I feel like, is going to be on the back burner. Are we getting 100%? We're getting a triple shirt.
I don't know. Maybe they're going to have Corbin as a babyface again. I don't know, but I didn't care for this at all. It's fact this was the main event segment was a waste, and just not really needed. Proves that this show is definitely lacking star power, and just something interesting to sink my teeth into, of getting me excited for the show, especially for SummerSlam. But It's just I'm not. I was never a fan of Corbin, and with him coming back, I'm not. Doesn't excite me. Doesn't interest me to see him in a feud with Trick Williams and all that. See him as U.S. champion again for no reason. No thanks. So, I mean, this was nothing for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a shock factor. Obviously, there was a report come out earlier today that they trademarked his name, and he shows up tonight. For me, I felt like that the Trick and Carmelo was a kind of a locked match for SummerSlam, and now, I thought there possibly could be a chance that Ricky Saints could get added, but now with Baron Corbin attacking Trick Williams, um, we're either getting Baron and Trick at SummerSlam, or we're getting Baron and Trick and Carmelo in a triple threat. And if I'm thinking the way WWE and TKO is thinking, I mean, are they bringing Baron Corbin back into WWE and TKO and having him lose to Trick? Or is that going to be a feud that takes us all the way to through the fall? And Trick chases the title back. What are we doing? I mean, they can't have they possibly can't have Baron lose to Trick Williams when they just signed him and brought him back. I wouldn't think. I don't know. For me, that it seems like we are going towards a Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin, and maybe a Carmelo Hayes triple threat. Is what it seems like. I don't know. It's what it seems.
Probably, but that's not exciting. But whatever.
Yeah, 100%. We'll see what happens, but I do think we're headed for a triple threat at SummerSlam with Baron Corbin, Trick Williams, and Carmelo Hayes now. So we get to the last segment. Gunther's music hits. He makes his way down to the ring. He grabs a mic. He starts off by saying he gave Nick Aldis time until the end of the evening. Gunther then says he has waited long enough and calls out the SmackDown general manager. Nick Aldis comes out and he says he had time to think about what Gunther had to say. Nick Aldis then says despite their history, he has decided he will give Gunther what he wants. Aldis then says, you want Cody Rhodes, you got him. Aldis then says, you want CM Punk, you got him as well. Aldis then says, you get them at Madison Square Garden next Saturday. Nick Aldis then says, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk will face Gunther and Sami Zayn at Saturday night's main event in the main event next Saturday. Gunther then says Nick Aldis has a chance to fix his mistake. Nick Aldis then says the only mistake he has to fix is that he thought Gunther wouldn't be a giant pain in the ass. Nick Aldis then says the match at SummerSlam will still be Cody and Punk. That's something good to know. There won't be nobody added, it seems like. Gunther then attacks Nick Aldis and hits him with elbows. Gunther then hits a short arm clothesline. Gunther then puts Nick Aldis in a sleeper, and officials come to the ring to point at Gunther and hold up their hands. Nick Aldis then gets away from Gunther, but that is short-lived, and Gunther hits a running boot to Aldis. Gunther then returns to the sleeper hold on Nick. Gunther then leaves the ring, and he comes back and puts Nick Aldis in a sleeper for the third time. Gunther then hits an elbow, and it is time for sleeper number 4. Gunther then returns to the sleeper, and out comes the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes running to the ring. His music hits, and he runs down to the ring, presumably to come to Nick Aldis' aid, but the show came to a close. We have no idea, or I don't, what happened after Cody came out. Your thoughts on this segment? I mean, we're obviously getting Aldis and Aldis and Gunther at SummerSlam. I mean, what do you think happened after Cody probably just came out there and ran him out of the ring, or what?
Yeah, I mean, that was weird. I'm them to end that segment abruptly like that. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's just they needed to create some type of match for Saturday's main event, as we said so many times, and so this is their plan on doing it and how they wanted to do it in this way. So it's like, here's your match for Saturday's main event, go for it type of deal, and not really think too much about it because it's going to be a nothing show ultimately, or not a nothing show, but because it's canon for certain stuff in terms of making it slightly interesting, somewhat, but you what contenderships or whatever. What are you gonna do with the main event? I mean, stuff for SummerSlam, but I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just a match to do for a big match to do for Madison Square Garden, but is it gonna really matter in a couple weeks later, a couple months later? No, but it is what it is. I guess there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just setting up Nick Aldis and Gunther at SummerSlam, and obviously, we don't know what happened after Cody ran out. Obviously, they'll probably show it next week on SmackDown. But we did get the return of Baron Corbin. It's definitely setting up something with Baron and Trick at SummerSlam. Carmelo could be added. It could be a triple threat. I think that might be the end of Trick Williams' title reign. I can't possibly see them having Baron lose. Maybe Carmelo is the one that eats the pin. I think that would be the smartest way for them to do it if they're taking the title off of Trick, is to have, even though I love Carmelo, to keep Trick strong and to make it a triple threat. But I think that's where they're going with it. But overall, I'll quickly run down the Saturday night's main event card and SummerSlam card as of right now. Saturday night's main event, we're going to have Danhausen going one-on-one with JD McDonough. There's going to be some New York Knicks involved. I wouldn't be surprised to see Enzo and Big Cass. Just throwing that out there to come out and help Danhausen. For the SmackDown Women's Tag Team Championships, you're going to see Brie Bella and Paige against Fatal Influences, Laney Reed and Fallon Henley. And we're going to see the SmackDown Men's Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk, teaming up with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus Gunther and Sami Zayn. Those are the three matches official for Saturday night's main event for SummerSlam. We have Cody Rhodes.
What I find odd, though, I just realized something. What I find odd is like Gunther is so invested to Sami Zayn for some reason. All of a sudden, he's so like
it is odd.
Sami is like how long is that going to last? That's pretty weird. He doesn't like Sami now, and then all of a sudden he wants to say Sami's the best good guy ever. All this stuff. He's playing along, playing a narrative. What's the end game there? I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's at the end of the day, Sami is the one that ended his 666-day Intercontinental Championship reign, because I saw it with my own 2 eyes, WrestleMania 40. So it is very weird and strange on what they're doing. But at the end of the day, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Nick Aldis said nobody was going to be added to the Cody Punk. But so far for SummerSlam, don't know the nights. Because Nick Aldis said main event. So I'm just assuming the night one main event will be Cody Rhodes challenging CM Punk for the Undisputed Championship. We also have Obafemi and Brock Lesnar and Hell in a Cell. The one women's match that has been announced is Io Sky will challenge the Raw Women's Champion Liv Morgan. And then I'm assuming, I don't know, they haven't made it official, but I'm sure Roman Reigns will defend the Raw Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins. And that is the 4 matches that are official for SummerSlam. We have 4 matches official for SummerSlam and 3 for Saturday Night Main Event. Make that make sense when Saturday Night Main Event is first. But I do understand that they have to sell tickets. So, but this has been your Raw recap. Not Raw, I'm so sorry. It's been 2 hours. So, SmackDown recap, July 10th, 2026. Last comment from Ariel. Bottom line, the Lone Wolf has returned. Good night. So before we get into our final spiel, shout out to the Unseen Bling HR of DW TV. Make sure to tune in tomorrow to DW Television. I'll go over that really quickly after I shout out everybody in the comments on where you can find them tomorrow for DW Radio. Shout out to Kyle, which he's here. Ariel as well. Carissa, first time in here. Good to see you. Shout out to the Tribal Kingpin. He's been coming in a lot. Good to see him as well. Shout out to my boy Raymond. And some idiot that come in. He is banned from here. He will never be back. Shout out to Greg, who does a live promotion videos for me, promoting the stream. Shout out to 236 people that's still watching this after 2 hours and 9 minutes. So thank you guys for that. And Greg for helping us promote. Shout out to CJ. Awesome job, Kyle at EVP. And we'll see you Wednesday for the prediction show, buddy. Shout out to CJ again and Ariel. And that is it. All right. So, once again, thank you for everybody tuning in to the SmackDown recaps. Friday, July 10th, 2026. We are live here on the EVP show. We're also live on my X page and on DWE television. If you are watching live on YouTube, please hit that like button. Try to help me get to 10 likes, guys. That's the first goal. So try to get to 10. We got to 8 on Sunday Night Scoops. Let's try to get to 10. We had a lot of YouTube comments for this stream. So the analytics are going to be great again tonight. We hit over 100 with me and Kyle on YouTube views Monday. Every show that me and Kyle has done, Raw Recaps, has done 80 to 100 YouTube views. And Raw is slowly catching up to Sunday Night Scoops and analytics. So thank you to Kyle for tuning in or for coming in to help. We're also live on my X page at DWE Television X. So I'm gonna quickly run down everybody through DWE Television. You got Miami the Great, the CEO and the head of the table. You can catch him live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern with Inside the Mind with Miami, where he will talk all NFL news and get you ready for the upcoming season. A little less than 10 weeks away. So make sure you tune in to that. And tomorrow you can join him and Final Boss Baby with 2 B's, which I just put her up on the screen. Make sure you follow both of them on X. Follow DWE Television, and tomorrow you can tune in to DWE Radio with Miami and Final Boss Baby. You can also find them on Talk It Up Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to them on YouTube. You can find them on Twitch, at DWE TV, DWE Television, and also on Spotify. Shout out to the world of Greg. He's killing it with the promotions and the videos as well. And him and my co-host tonight, Kyle and Anthony, every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can catch them on the rundown, where they will be running down the entire Monday Night Raw card for you guys, getting you guys ready for Monday Night Raw coming up Monday. So tune in, and that's also on DWE Television as well. And my co-host here, make sure you follow the world of Greg and follow Kyle and Anthony. Kyle and Anthony has started a new show called Queens of WWE, where he goes through all the storylines. It talks about everything in the women's division when it comes to Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. I was on episode 2 with him, and then starting from episode 4, which was 2 days ago, Kyle asked me to be his co-host. So make sure you guys tune in this coming up Wednesday after my prediction show, which Kyle will be on as well. Tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern for Queens of WWE, episode number 5, with Kyle as the host and me loving being a co-host for that. So make sure you follow Kyle, Director Reg, After the Slam Podcast on X and on YouTube, Smoke Sessions Podcast, Sports Jedi Network, everyone affiliated with the Gimmick Table Media. And once again, shout out to the 239 people. Thank you guys so much. It has been one hell of a year, over 1,000 live videos. This is my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. So you guys made it extra special for me for having this many people in, this many comments. So yeah, thank you guys so much for that. We will be back shortly to tell you guys where you can find us on our social medias and what Kyle has coming up for the rest of this weekend and next week, and what I have coming up. So we will be back shortly, guys.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps Prediction Sports. Let go, show recaps prediction sports
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps Prediction Sports. Let go.
Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the SmackDown Recap live here on the EVP Show, July 10th, 2026. Make sure if you are watching live on YouTube, you hit that like button. And if you do go back and watch this long stream, leave some comments. Tell me what you guys thought about SmackDown, and I will go back in and return your comments. With that being said, I will pass the microphone over to my co-host tonight. He is Kyle the Man Anthony. I will let him tell all you lovely people where you guys can find him on social media and what he has coming up, if anything, the rest of this weekend and next week. I think Kyle maybe having some technical difficulties. So I don't know his Twitter handle. His thing is messing up. So, but I don't believe Kyle has any shows. You can find him at, I believe it's Kyle, at Kyle the Man Anthony 006, something like that on X. I believe it's the same on Instagram. You can catch him every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern with the World of Greg for the rundown, and then on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Queens of WWE, and joined by me as his co-host. So, like I said, Kyle's experienced some technical difficulties. So, as far as I'm concerned, you can find me on my socials. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. You can find me on X at EVPCJP. My YouTube page is pinned all the way at the top. Please hit that retweet button. I'm at 238, probably 237 now since I banned someone. But try to help me get to 300. And let's have next year be as great as this year. On Instagram, it's a business page, but you can find me at EVPCJP. My YouTube is in my bio. You will see all the videos that Miami and Greg make for my upcoming streams. TikTok is at BradyDaGoat21, at BradyDaGoat21. Also a business page, but my YouTube is pinned in the bio. Also videos for the upcoming streams. Last but not least, most importantly, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you can't find it on these social media platforms, all you have to do is go to the search bar up top and type in at the EVP show. If you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, please turn that notification bell on and come and join me for my daily wrestling content. Once again, thank you guys for the tremendous year. 238 subscribers. I had 100 subscribers before I ever posted my first video, so there's so much gratitude. I can't say thank you enough, but the rest of 2026 and 2027 is going to be even better. So thank you guys once again, and let's keep this community and channel and EVP show and DWE family growing. What I have coming up next, I am off tomorrow. So I'm going to the joy of the day off. I will listen to DW Radio, but I will be back Sunday for Doubleheader Sunday, starting with Sunday Night Scoops at 6 p.m. Eastern. Then you can come back later on that night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern, and join me for the LFG Season 3, Episode 12 recap show. Monday night, you can catch the World of Greg and Kyle at 7 p.m. Eastern for the rundown. And then come join and tune in with me at 11 p.m. Eastern Monday night for the Raw recap show. Tuesday night, I'm back again at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the NXT recap show. Wednesday, join me and 9 others at 6 p.m. Eastern time for the Saturday night main event prediction show. Hopefully we have a couple more matches. We have a full panel, so look forward to that. Make sure to turn the notification bell on. If you're not on the panel, you can come join us in the comments and give us your predictions as well. Later on that night, 8 p.m. Eastern, you can join me as the co-host, joining Kyle, the host of Queens of WWE, episode number 5 at 8 p.m. Eastern Wednesday on DWE television. Thursday night, it's normally TNA Impact recap show night, but that show is done. I am starting a new reality show recap show. Join me Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time for Big Brother Season 28 Week 1 recap show. I am so looking forward to that. So you guys make sure, if you are Big Brother fans, to come in. There's a lot of twists and turns that's already happened in 2 episodes. So gonna have a lot to talk about come next Thursday on eviction night. Who will be the first person to walk out of the Big Brother house? Next Friday, what will be the repercussions heading into Saturday night's main event? It is the Go Home show. Join me at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the SmackDown recap show. And then next Saturday, when Saturday night's main event goes off the air, you can join me at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time for the Saturday night's main event recap show. And then next Sunday, I'm back again for Doubleheader Sunday, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern with Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP. and then come back later that night and join me at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for LFG Season 3, Episode 13 recap show. On top of the new reality Big Brother Season 28 recap show that we'll be doing weekly, be on the lookout for either the third week or the last week of July, as WWE Unreal Season 3 will be coming out July 21st. So once I've watched all of the episodes, I will be doing a WWE Season 3 Unreal recap show. So be on the lookout for that, guys. And I will make the post on X and promote as well. So with that being said, guys, thanks once again to Kyle. He's having some technical difficulties with his microphone, and with StreamYard is really starting to play up. But thank you to Kyle for coming on. And thank you to the 242 people that have joined us live. And thank you guys so much for the 1 year and all the messages and text and the celebration that we had tonight for the SmackDown recap show. So with that being said, I am the EVP from the EVP show and the golden boy of TWE. And TWE is the only place to be. Happy 1 year to the EVP show. And next year is going to be even better. You guys enjoy Saturday. Watch some DW, listen to some DW radio, and come back and join me for Doubleheader Sunday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern with Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP. I'm sure it's going to be a lot to talk about. And then at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for the LFG Season 3, Episode 12 recap show. Hope you guys enjoy your Saturday, your weekend. I will see you guys Sunday for Doubleheader Sunday. With my co-host Kyle, I am the EVP. And we are out. Good night, everyone.